Adjacent to Summerfield Gardens. I don't have any prepared remarks, but I thought it was important for me to come down here after receiving a flyer that was distributed by residents of Summerfield Gardens. I understand that eminent domain was exercised to purchase the White Check property. I don't know if we have a dialogue here or if I should just speak and we'll answer questions later.
We listen.
Okay, and I understand that eminent domain should be exercised in the interest of the public good. And in the case with the White Check property, I really wouldn't have minded having a developer build $700,000–800,000 luxury homes there, but at the same time, I think there might have been a misrepresentation, if this is indeed true about the bus lot being built there. I think there may have been misrepresentations as to what the money was being allocated for that purchase. And I don't think that's the role of government, whether it be local, state, federal, to do so. I think they should serve the interest of the taxpayer. And certainly we are taxpayers of Shelton, and we do have certain interests that we have to preserve. I think the preservation of land is one of the primary reasons that the town does pursue open space purchases, not the destruction of land. And I really feel that this can be perceived as the destruction of open space rather than preservation. We have wetlands adjacent to our properties. What will become of the wetlands? What will become of the property itself? We have potential light pollution problems. What will be done about that? What will be done about the runoff from the large asphalt lot that is to be made? How about the diesel spills, which are inevitable with an operation such as this being conducted so close to a residential area? I'm sure the residents who are in the surrounding area would have loved to have known this before they purchased their homes. I live in the Huntington Estates area where we have 49 homes, and I'm sure I speak for many of the people in Wellington Court that they would not be pleased with the use of this land. As it is, we do live adjacent to the schools. We understand there is a price to pay for that, one of them being light pollution. And that's something that I'd also hope that the town would enforce some kind of rule or regulation in the future, because I think that's something that also affects the quality of life of residents. You know, to have Mayor Loretti make a comment that it would be more centrally located, I don't think that argument really carries a lot of weight. I mean, if we have to go a few miles, that's just the price that you pay. There's appropriate use of space, and why don't we put it next to the old dump down on 110? Why don't we put it in a commercial area? Why don't we place something such as this in an area that's more consistent with this type of use and will not affect residents and taxpayers of this town the way this would? And again, there's all these other arguments about the pollution and the after effects and the corollary damage that could be done. But I think we should also consider, you know, is this appropriate use of this land? I don't feel it is. And I think everyone here has turned out tonight just to express that same opinion, that this is an inappropriate use of open space. I think it was done under the guise of creating greenways and creating facilities that residents of Shelton could use for recreation. And that's why I do bring up the fact that I feel maybe it was misrepresented, if this is indeed the case, that a bus lot is to be built there. I think it's a misuse. I think it's also an injustice to the taxpayer of Shelton. Thank you.
Thank you.